Well, we have been Okay, students, we have been discussing the morning class. I think we have reached scene 6 or 7. Scene 7. The evening class, I feel that you are quite interested in the drama, and you are studying more than the morning class, right? So it means that you are going to understand, although you have reached till now scene 3, right? Yet you are going to understand scene 7 for today. In scene 4, what happens? Who can summarize the scene? Can you remember the scene? Scene 4. Scene 4 deals with, again, the Macbeth continuing his asides, saying whether he is going to kill the king or not. Right? In scene 5, we have Lady Macbeth receiving the letter from Macbeth, telling her that he has seen the witches, and he is thinking of those prophecies that are going to make him a king. Lady Macbeth is quite happy, enthusiastic to see Macbeth. In scene 6, we have the King Duncan has come there to the castle, right? He has invited himself to the castle, and he is praising the place, the location of the castle. So that praise of him is considered a bitter dramatic irony, as you, the audience, know that the king is going to face his death in this pleasant, enjoyable castle, beautiful castle. In scene 7, Macbeth is thinking about, I think, Macbeth is having his long asides, and he is thinking about whether to kill the king or not. And he has said that no, he is not going to kill the king for many reasons. For the reasons that he has uttered in his long aside. But Lady Macbeth will be quite angry. She is going to influence him highly, and that's why he is going to change his mind, and the scene will end with, it has ended with, away before me and mock the time, fairest face, show what, fairest looks are going to show what fairest face does not. It means that Macbeth has learned the lecture of Lady Macbeth, the lesson of Lady Macbeth, who tells him that he should show hypocrisy in front of people. It means that he has determined, he has decided to kill the king. Okay, Act 2, Scene 1, what happens? Or we are still in Scene 7. Right?
Here, in the first
we are still in scene 7. We are going to discuss the details of the scene.
As an example of early novel. So we
have the entrance of Lady Macbeth. Which line is it? Or which page?
So let us start.
40? 43? We are in 43, and Macbeth having his long aside saying that he has got only vaulting ambition, which is not going to be quite enough for committing the crime. Right. Then there is the entrance of Lady Macbeth, and he's telling her that has the king asked about him, and she tells him that no, not yet. She has been able to manage the situation, and the king has not asked about Macbeth till now, although he has been delaying himself in his thinking about the matter of killing the king. In the next page, 45, Macbeth is having the decision that we will proceed no further in this business. Why? He is clarifying to Lady Macbeth. So, page 45, the line number 31 till 35. He has honored me of late. It means that the king has given him a new honor, a new title, which is the title of the Thane of Cawdor. Good. And I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people. It means that because he has done, yes sir?
In the history of the English literature.
Because he has done well in the battle, because he is a great warrior and Thane of Glamis, he has been rewarded to be the Thane of Cawdor. That's why people grow to be more loving to him, more respectable to him. So it means that he has bought golden opinions from people. Yani his reputation is considered as gold. It is still shining. It is quite bright as gold, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. So he is comparing himself to someone who is wearing certain titles, such as if they are crowns, and they are made up of gold, so they are still shining. He should wear them while they are new and shining, in order to enjoy himself with. So there is that comparison between the new title of Cawdor and the shining bright gold. But Lady Macbeth, of course, is going to be quite angry. Was the hop drunk, she says, wherein you dressed yourself? Again, we have got, yes?
Welcome to this class.
Yes.
In this study,
Iman Ali.
study is the English novel.
Yes.
The novel and the Victorian novel. So let us know something about the
Yes.
meaning of the English novel and the prominence of the fictional works who participated in shaping this novel.
Yes.
She compared him as a cat who is
Actually,
his ambition.
four
He
periods
is as a cat,
English novel.
thirsty and want. She's
Which is, yes.
desire to drink
Yes.
from the water, but she afraid because she afraid that it leaks will be wet.
Yes. That's right.
That Macbeth, his ambition also, he has ambition, over ambition to kill the king, but he is afraid or hesitation to commit this crime.
Yes, that's right. Good. So, Lady Macbeth is using many images in her speech now. Can you notice that? Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? So the hope of being a king, of killing the king, the project of killing the king and being a king instead is considered a hope to Lady Macbeth. And what kind of hope? It is a hope that has, was the hope drunk? It means that has that hope, has that goal of you, the aim of Macbeth, I mean. Has it slept? Has it been drunk? Has that hope been in Macbeth while he has been dizzy in mind, distracted in mind, unconscious? Has he been drunk when he has thought to be a king and to kill the king? Has it slept and since and wakes it now to look so green and pale as what it did so freely? So, Lady Macbeth now is using personification. The hope is compared to a person who is going to dress something, right? Wherein you dressed yourself. Yes?
To achieve her dream to be a queen.
Yes. So the hope is the hope of her and him to be king and queen. That's right. Had it slept since and wakes it now to look so green? Now, Lady Macbeth is using the images of colors. Yes?
The weakness and the fear.
Yes. She is using the green color and the pale color that are going to symbolize cowardice and weakness. They are indicating cowardice and weakness and hesitation. That's right. From this time, such I account thy love. She's telling him that she is going to estimate, to evaluate his love to her as such, as a wavering love. Sometimes he will tell her that he loves her, but other times, in the serious times, he is going to stagger back. He is going to change his idea, to waver. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? She is asking him that. Is he afraid? He has got the desire, the ambition to be a king. So is he afraid of killing the king and becoming a king instead? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life? By the ornament of life, it is a metaphorical use. This is a metaphor to indicate the crown that he is going to get, being a king. Which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I wit. It means that will Macbeth remain a person who is quite weak, he will have the desire to be a king, but he will say that I dare not be a king. I would like to be a king, but I dare not, I have not got the courage to kill the king in order to get the kingship. So, would he be as such, just like the poor cat in the edge? And we have got a similarity, a comparison between the cowardice, the weakness of Macbeth, the hesitation of Macbeth, and yes,
which its publication
here we have got the use of a simile.
are
Yes.
seen as the greatest works of the 18th century.
He is compared to a cat, a poor
The
cat.
Victorian novel.
Yes.
Students, as you know, we are going to study the Victorian novel in the second study course. And as an example of this novel,
Yes.
we are going to study Hard Times by Charles Dickens. Why it is called Victorian novel?
Yes. He wants to be, that's
The
right.
name
Good.
of the novel
What's your
is
name?
derived from the Victorian
آمال.
age. The age
آمال من
itself,
الصباح إلى
the
المساء.
Victorian age
آمال.
refers to Queen
مساء.
Victoria, who reigned Britain
Right.
in 1837
بالإضافة إلى
to her
إيمان
death
علي
in 1901.
وأسماء.
The Victorian era
Right.
witnessed
Well,
the
we have
expansion
I am
of the
Yasser.
British Empire and the Industrial Revolution. A revolution
Who are
that
you?
brought a change in the
Yes,
British
you can.
society.
What's your name?
It was a change from
نعم.
a rural society to an
راغب من المسائي.
industrial one.
تشوفون يا
As a
طلبة
result,
الصباحي
people gave
المسائي بعد ما
importance to
وصلوا.
materialism rather than social values.
يعني
This created two kinds of people.
ثالث تعتبر ثالث محاضرة. But they are still in scene 3 and 4. Yet we are now in scene 7 and they can participate quite successfully. So I hope that you also are going to participate. Well, so the image is an image of Macbeth being afraid to kill the king. She is, Lady Macbeth, she is humiliating him. She is comparing him to a poor cat, a weak cat. The cat is quite thirsty. There is a well in front of her. There is water in front of it. But it is afraid to wet its leg. That's why it cannot come near the well and drink water from it.
So let us start.
That wants to catch a fish
Yes.
in the water, but at the
The
same
life
time
of Daniel
afraid
Defoe.
of getting wet
Just before
from the water.
start analyzing the
Is it to catch a fish or
let us know
to
something about this novelist.
بالملزمة؟ ما عليكم من الملزمة، عليكم من النص الأصلي، عليكم من التكست. عيني هاي الكاتش فيش هاي احتمال تأويل وتفسير من صابرين أو من يوسف، بارك الله بيهم. خلينا نشوف. ممكن letting I dare not wait upon I would like the poor cat in the edge. So we have not got the detail. فمعناها أنه ربما it's hungry or it's thirsty. Yes, that's right. Good. What's your name? هشام من المسائي. Right. Macbeth is saying, pray thee peace. It means stop talking. I dare do all things a man dare to do. يعني he is able to do anything that a man can do. Who dares do more is none. A person who is going, a person who has got the courage to kill a king is not a man. So it means that Macbeth is more, yes?
In the history of English literature. This section was singular and unique. What distinguished Robinson Crusoe
Yes.
works written in the early period.
Yes, that's right. So it means that Macbeth is reasonable in his thinking, logical. Macbeth is really the man. He is saying that a normal human being can be a great fighter with an enemy, but he is not going to kill his king. Because killing the king is a terrible crime. The king is considered God on earth. And especially this king, the King Duncan, as Macbeth has told us in his aside. He's quite fair. People are going to cry because of his death. The cry of them is going to arouse tears. Those tears are going to drown the wind because of the great quantity of the tears of people. It means that all people love the king. Right? Lady Macbeth is blaming Macbeth more and more, and she is telling him that what beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? Can you see that, Lady Macbeth? Yes?
Or the first person narration and the nautical language.
Convince Macbeth.
that place,
Yes.
the place and time are suitable.
Yes.
And they are not going to repeat again.
They are not going to be repeated again. There is a very good opportunity that they should seize. Yes.
And they will not fail because she prepared anything.
And they are not going to fail. Yes. So he tells her, but what will happen if we will fail? And she will tell him that we fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place and we would not fail. Yes?
Because she prepared everything, she will
Yes.
make the servants drink heavily.
She is going to make the two grooms of the king, the two servants, drink heavily.
And she will stain their faces with the blood of king.
And because of drinking heavily, they are going to be deeply asleep. Yes.
And then she will put the daggers in their hands.
After that, she will stain their faces and
With the blood
hands
of the king.
with the blood of the king after Macbeth will kill the king.
Yeah.
Yes?
Then she will put the daggers in their hands.
Yes.
So no one will suspect
Yes.
about their
And
crime.
they are going to carry the daggers, which are the witness of the filthy crime. Yes. So no one will
suspect
Yes.
about their
Yes.
crime.
Yes, that's right. Good. Your name?
ميعاد محمود.
مني؟
ميعاد محمود.
ميعاد محمود.
مسائي.
مسائي. Right. So, can you see that Lady Macbeth is naming, she is calling the action of killing the king as how has she described the action of killing the king?
Golden opportunity.
As a golden opportunity.
Quite a good time.
Because the good place and time are quite suitable.
And actually, Lady Macbeth can feel and notes the plight of the place and the time.
Yes.
And then can tell Macbeth to kill the king.
Yes, so that's right. Lady Macbeth is planning a good plan. She is seizing the good opportunity. It is really golden. The king will not visit them again, perhaps. So it is really a golden opportunity. So can you see she has called that action of killing the king as an enterprise. Why she is telling Macbeth that? Why have you what hope was it then that made you brave that enterprise to me? She is considering killing the king as a certain project to her. It is her own project. It is a project of trade to her. Yes? What's your idea?
He neglects the advices
Yes.
of his parents and he
Bravo.
makes up his mind to write the thing.
Because she has got an over ambition to be a queen.
The younger Crossroads.
As Macbeth after he killed the king.
Yes, so she is as ambitious as Macbeth, and here we can see that she is more ambitious than Macbeth. Okay, that's right. Lady Macbeth is calling the action of killing the king as a project, as an enterprise. What will happen to her later on in the play? Will she remain thinking and calling the action of killing the king as an enterprise? No. What will happen to her? She is going to be mad later on at the end of the play. She is going to be sleepless. She is going to suffer from sleeplessness, right? She is going to suffer from sleepwalking. She will walk in her sleep. She is going to be unconscious. She is going to hallucinate in her sleep. It means that she is going to be distracted in her mind. So, can you see how practical Lady Macbeth is now before committing the crime, before Macbeth committing the crime? Lady Macbeth seems to be quite practical, saying that this is a golden opportunity and killing the king is a project to them, etc. She is going to continue that killing the king is going to give them a masterdom, and great serenity. It means that it is going to give them calmness and power and fame. But what happens to her at the end of the play is that she is going to collapse in efforts. Her efforts are going to deteriorate, they are going to weaken down, and she is going to degenerate in character. It means her character is going to weaken down. So there will be why? Because of repentance, because of regret feelings, because of remorse feelings, because there will be pangs of remorse in her. Pangs of remorse. So there is, you can see that there is a high contrast. Good. There is a high contrast between Macbeth now and Macbeth later on, and between Lady Macbeth now and Lady Macbeth later on in the play. The contrast is in the fact that Lady Macbeth seems to be more balanced than Macbeth. She's highly in contrast to Macbeth now. Why? Macbeth seems to be hesitant and seems to be thinking realistically about the matter, seriously, while Lady Macbeth is being pushed. She is being blinded by her ambition, and that's why she is not thinking realistically about killing the king.
Of the Victorian novel.
Being blinded by her ambition, she thinks that killing the king is going to be quite easy and is going to give a very good outcome, a very good result. She is really ignorant of the fact that she is going to repent later on. There will be pangs of remorse in her. Pangs معناها وخزات تأنيب الضمير.
So let us start.
محمد عبد الغني. Yes, Muhammad. لا هشام, he has
just before
participated.
Start analyzing the characteristics of Daniel Defoe's novel. Let us know something about this novelist. Daniel Defoe was born in 1660 in London. He was known as an evil spirit. He was an English trader, writer, and journalist. Robinson Crusoe was his first fictional work.
So,
can
yes,
hopefully wish to find a way to be a king without
Defoe was regarded as the father
he has said that if the assassination, if it were done, it will be good if it will be done quickly. It means if the assassination of the King Duncan is going to be really held, it is going to be good to him that he will assassinate the king quite quickly, so that this is going the be all and it is going to be the first blow and the whole blow, the only blow. It means that he wants to get rid of the the pangs of remorse in him, to get rid of the torture inside his mind. That's
Actually,
right.
the publication of Robinson Crusoe in 1719 was an extraordinary event in the history of the English literature.
Yes.
This fiction was singular and unique. What distinguished Robinson Crusoe from other
that's
works
right.
written in the early period were elements that are now seen as essential to the novel as genre.
Yes.
This work tells the story of an ordinary individual who confronts
that's
danger
right. For
and
dramatic necessity. Yes.
life alone.
Yes, and therefore is going to carry a moral lesson to the audience. Yes, of course. Of course, any successful dramatist, he is going to give you joy and a lesson. He is going to be interesting, the play of him, the story of him, the plot of him is going to be interesting, and it is going to be didactic at the same time. So we are going to get the moral lesson from the story of Macbeth. That's right. For dramatic necessity, of course, the playwright Shakespeare, he is making Macbeth being shaken now, being distracted in mind, while Lady Macbeth is a great supporter to him. And this is a topic of a research paper for Ali Qutayba and Isra Anwar in the fourth year. The topic is how Lady Macbeth is considered a great supporter to Macbeth. And Shakespeare also is going to make Lady Macbeth reasonable now, balanced, paying attention to herself and to her behavior and the behavior of her husband, so that they can manage the situation. When Macbeth is going to degenerate in character, when he is going to weaken down, she is going to support him. When she is going to weaken down, he will try to support her, but you will see that at the end of the play in Act 5, Macbeth also has weakened down, and he is not going, it will be too late to him. He is not going to be able to cure Lady Macbeth, to help Lady Macbeth, to support her. But you can see that Lady Macbeth is more a supporter to him than, she is more a supporter to Macbeth than Macbeth to her. Yes?
Lady Macbeth has too much cruelty in his heart. In her heart.
Lady Macbeth has
too much cruelty in her
has too much cruelty in her heart.
It's observed when she tells him that.
This is observed, yes?
She tells him that she is ready to kill her baby.
Yes.
If she's ready to.
Yes. And this is quite clear. Yes, that's right. Good. Your name? Aus Yasser Sabahi. Right.
And this reflects the dramatic.
Hisham.
This reflects the dramatic irony.
This reflects.
When we are aware of something that Lady Macbeth and Macbeth himself is not aware of.
This is going to carry a dramatic irony that we are aware. That's right. It is going to be a sample, an example of dramatic irony. We are aware of the fact that Lady Macbeth will deteriorate in character later on, while Lady Macbeth does not know this fact at all. She is ignorant of this fact. That's right. Good.
Also, in my view, I think here is ironic, as you know, Lady Macbeth, when it's like struck the door, and every time to tell Macbeth to kill the king,
yes,
it's something like.
It seems that Lady Macbeth is quite strong as a woman, unlike the traditional standards that we have in society during the Elizabethan times. And even in our Eastern culture, and law and religion, the man should control the woman. While here we can see that it is Lady Macbeth, the woman, who is controlling the man Macbeth. So it seems that the situation, the norms are resolved. That's right. Good. It is a good point, Dahlia. Right. So, what will happen? Lady Macbeth is calling it an enterprise, and she is saying that there will be a very golden opportunity, and Macbeth is afraid that they will fail, but Lady Macbeth is telling him that we fail, but through your courage to the sticking place, and we do not fail. We will not fail. We have now. Can you see any students? We have excluded that speech. هذا السبيتش السابق اللي بأخير الصفحة at the bottom of page 45 ما داخل. أخذنا الملخص ماله. الملخص يقول أنه opportunity is quite golden. والملخص يقول أيضا أنه Lady Macbeth تقول I have given suck to babies, and I know quite well how it is quite difficult, quite cruel from a woman to take off the nipple from the mouth of the baby, and to be quite cruel. I'm ready to be as cruel as such a woman rather than break a promise that I have made. It means that Lady Macbeth is informing Macbeth how to keep his promise, how to be a man and keep his promise. And we have said that manhood does not mean that a man should be cruel and kill his king. So Macbeth's opinion is more proper than the opinion of Lady Macbeth. We are going to have this اللي هو على عكس ما أخذوا طلبة العام. Lady Macbeth is saying that we failed. She is having an exclamation. She is surprised that they are
Why
not
it is
going
called
to fail
Victorian
at
novel?
all. She seems to be
The name
quite
of the novel is derived from the
confident,
Victorian age.
of the end, of the result, that they are not going to fail to kill the king. She is telling Macbeth that only he should be having a great determination, and by that he is not going to fail. So, where is the image? But secure your courage to the sticking place, and we will not fail.
Change in
Yes?
the British society. It was a change from a rural society to an industrial one. As a result, people gave importance to materialism rather than social values. This created two kinds of people or classes.
Yes.
The industrial manufacturers and the laboring class,
To
or
collect
the
together
working people
has courage.
who were exploited by their masters.
Yes,
and
that's
by
right. So
the
you can see that the point
manufacturers.
is معنى هذا السبيش is going to be in the point number 60.
The characteristics of the
تشوفون عيني؟
Victorian novel.
فنمبر 60 through your courage، فالمعنى موجود عيني بهذه الصفحة المقابلة. هذا نمبر 60. هاي الملاحظة رقم 60 اللي تشرح لكم هذا الإيمج. The image here is of a stringed musical instrument. It has pegs in the handle which are turned until the strings fixed to them are stretched tight. It means that when somebody is going, and this is the musical instrument. الصورة موجودة في الصفحة اللي بعدها. It means that when somebody, when a musician wants to play music with this musical instrument, he should make the handles more tight so that that instrument is going to give him the voice needed, the music needed. It means that Macbeth should collect all his power and strength. He should decide, he should have a great will and determination, and by that he is not going to fail at all in killing the king.
Because political writing
نعم.
made him
So what's your name يا عيني؟
writings that led him to be imprisoned.
What's your name اللي شاركتي؟ آمال، مرة أخرى آمال اللي بالمسائي. آمال.
Psychology and even the natural
she is explaining when Duncan is asleep, she is going to make the guards heavily drunk, and then they will be deeply asleep, and by that they are going, Macbeth will be able to kill the king. Okay. Because of that, Macbeth is going to tell her to bring male men, to bring male babies or male children, bring forth men children only, because Lady Macbeth is suitable to be a mother of males only, because she is quite great and quite having a great determination. It means that Macbeth has been affected. He has been highly affected by what Lady Macbeth has told him. That's why he is praising her. While Lady Macbeth is assuring him that. الصفحة التالية. صفحة 49. هذول two speeches, they are important. Who dares receive it other? As we shall make our grief and clamor roar upon his death. It means that Lady Macbeth, yes, yes,
succeeded in creating this impression of complete reality by using
yes,
three main elements. They are the use of or the using of details,
yes,
the form of biography,
Yes.
or the first person
Yes.
narration
Are you Mustafa?
and the nautical
Yes.
language.
So, Lady Macbeth is saying, that's right.
Welcome to this class.
مثنى حقي.
In
Yes.
this study, you are going to study, as you know, the
Here is an example, a very good, clear example of the theme of hypocrisy and affectation.
of fictional works who participated in shaping this.
No one will suspect them. Why?
Four periods shaped the English novel.
That they have killed the king.
They will show their
Yes.
sadness.
They are going to show their griefs and clamors. They are going to cry and yes. They are going to cry and cry. They will deceive the people when they will come to see the king and they will see him dead. They are going to pretend that they are more sad than them. They will cry and grieve his death. They will act. They will be surprised for his death. So who is going to suspect them? So Lady Macbeth is a very good example and teacher of the theme of hypocrisy and affectation. Yes? ما معناها؟ هذا جاء السؤال بالامتحان بنصف السنة لي ما الوجبة السابقة قبلا تعجبوا بينه ما يعرفون ايش يجاوبون الطلبة المؤجلين مرة من المرات ويعني تشوفون I am explaining it and we are going to have many examples of it. So the persons who are going to be astonished of such a questions, it means that they are not from us. They are outside this room, right? And this class. Right.
Yeah, we have a suitable program to this theme.
Yes, it is a very good example of the theme of hypocrisy and affectation. Right. So, yes? What's your name? نعم. زينب. زينب إيش؟ زينب عبد الله. Yes.
Because Lady Macbeth, she's the one who teaches Macbeth
how to behave with hypocrisy.
Yeah. Show the king at the beginning. Show the king that he's happy and.
Yes. Yes. She is going to show the king that she is quite happy for his coming, and she is going to greet him.
She was planning, instead she was planning for his death.
Yes. So it means that we have seen her hypocrisy before, when she has greeted the king with great warmth, right? Telling him that we are your servants and we are your children and this is our duty to welcome you, etc. That's right. And now again, she is teaching that hypocrisy to Macbeth. That's right. Good. Zainab Abdullah. So, Lady Macbeth is saying that they are going to grieve for the death of the king. And Macbeth now has been quite satisfied with what she says. So he is saying that I am settled and bent up, each corporal agent to this terrible feat. We have got an image here again, an image taken from music. Where is the image? Can you see the image? Notice the image. Can you explain the image? Again, we have got an image that is taken from music. So, again, it means that you should return back to the note in order to explain to you. He is saying that I am bent up, I am settled, معناها I have decided. Well, then each corporal agent, it is the number 78. 78 we have make ready each faculty of my body every organ in his body is quite ready and deciding and determined to kill the king, just like every string that is there in this musical instrument. مثل ما كل الأوتار بهذه العود الآلة الموسيقية جاهزة تماما for playing music, Macbeth also, everything in his organism is going to be quite ready to kill the king. Yes? And then he says, away and mark the time with fairest show, false face must hide what the false heart doth not. Here, again, Macbeth has become a very good student of Lady Macbeth in the lesson of showing her hypocrisy. Now he is hypocrite. He is saying that, yes,
and as an example of
away
this
before
novel,
me
we are going
with
to
fairest
study
face.
Times
Yes.
by Charles
So what does
Dickens.
he mean? Yes.
Why it is called Victorian novel?
Macbeth,
The name of the novel is derived from the Victorian
He is
age.
going to show a
The
very
age itself,
loving
the Victorian
face.
age,
He
refers
means
to Queen
loving
Victoria,
face,
who
a face
reigned
that
Britain
is
in
quite
1897 till her death
quite
in
relieved, a
1901.
face that has got
The
no
Victorian
fear
era
on it.
witnessed the
Although there
expansion
are
of
fears
the British
inside him,
Empire
a face that has
and
got
the
no
Industrial
wickedness,
Revolution.
no evilness.
A
The
revolution
evilness is
that
going to be
brought a
hidden
change
inside
in
him.
the British society. It was a change
Yes.
from a
Yes.
rural
Yes.
society to an industrial one. As a result, people gave
Yes.
importance to
Yes,
materialism
Macbeth has got
rather
a
than
strong determination
social
to kill
values.
the king. He
This
is going
created
to
two
show
kinds of
a loving,
people or classes.
comfortable face,
The
relieved
industrial
face.
manufacturers
Although he, so
and
it
the
means that
laboring
he is
class
going
or
to
the
hide
working
the
people
fear, and
who were
there is no
exploited
fear.
by their masters,
As you can
by
see here,
the
Macbeth is
manufacturers.
not going to have any hesitation or fear anymore. He thinks that
Characteristics of the Victorian
he
novel.
is having a
Students,
control
we will
on
discuss
himself,
the features
a good
or the
command on
characteristics
himself.
of the
He
Victorian
is
novel
having
in the
high
second
spirits.
studying course.
He seems
Just
not
before
to
studying
fear
Hard Times
the
by
killing
Charles
of the
Dickens,
king
we
now,
will deal
and
with
he
the
thinks that he
characteristics
is
of
not
the
going to
Victorian
have
novel.
any fear.
Here,
But
in the
again,
first studying
you can see
course,
that the
we are
fear
going
is
to
going to
study
return
Robinson
again to
Crusoe by
him
Daniel
after
Defoe.
killing the king.
As an example of
Right.
the early
So,
novel.
by saying
So
away
we
before
need to
me,
know something
fairest
about Daniel
face,
Defoe, his
show
life
what
and the
the
features of
fairest
his novel.
heart does
So
know,
let us
etc.
start.
It means that Macbeth is going to have
The life of
the
Daniel
example to be
Just
a good
before
example of the
Start
person who will
analyzing
show
the
hypocrisy.
characteristics of
He
Daniel
is
Defoe's
going to
novel.
deal
Let us know
with
something about
people
this
as a
protagonist.
hypocrite.
Daniel Defoe was
So,
born in
can you see that
1660 in London. He was
the
known as
scene
Daniel
has
Defoe.
ended
He was
with
an
a
English
couplet
trader,
form?
writer, and journalist.
So
Robinson Crusoe
and
was his
no,
first fictional
two
book,
lines that are
published
having
on
the same
25
rhyme
April,
to attract the attention of the audience that
Defoe was
the
regarded
speech is
as the
important,
father of
it has got a good decision, and the scene has ended. So we have got
He
two
helped in
functions here.
popularizing
What's your
English
name?
novel.
Zainab
Defoe's
Faisal?
political writing
Zainab Faisal.
made him
Right.
face several troubles
نعم
in the
آمال.
authority. Writings
Yes,
that
Ahmad.
led him to be imprisoned. Defoe wrote in different topics such as politics, religion, crimes, marriage, psychology, and even the natural world.
Do you mean pun?
The writing style used in
Can you repeat it, please?
Actually, the publication of Robinson Crusoe in 1719 was an extraordinary event in the history of
Yes,
English
yes.
literature.
Who is roaring?
This section
It is
was
the owl.
singular and
When she will say about the owl and the faithful bellman.
other
Yes.
works written in the early period were elements that are now seen as
Yes.
essential to the novel as a genre. This work tells the story of an ordinary
Yes. Yes.
who confronts danger
Yes.
and difficulty
Yes, that's right.
alone, without the help of any human being.
Yes.
His
Yes,
ordeals
that's
are
right. That's right.
extraordinary,
You mean
and he
that
has succeeded
Lady
to
Macbeth, when she
overcome
says
them.
that, who is going to suspect us when we are going to grieve, cry, and roar for the death of the king? It means that they are going to cry in a loud voice, with great agony, with great torture. With great faith, as if they are really sad for the death of them. That word roar is going to be repeated later on killing the king. She is going to say that it is the owl that shrieks, and it is the fatal bellman who is roaring. فكلمة roar صيغة مبالغة ل a person who is going to cry and cry, weep and weep. Yes.
Yet both of them killed the king and their right hand is dead.
ما أيراني هو نسميها نفاق وتصنع. تصنع ونفاق أمام التظاهر أمام الناس. It is a faked behavior. يعني they are fake. It is a false behavior. They are acting. النفاق الاجتماعي اللي موجود مع الأسف يعني حتى في مجتمعنا. Yes.
Early novels, the Romantic period, the mature Victorian novels, and the modern novels.
Yes, a strong determination. Yes.
We are going to start with the early novels.
When you go to kill the king, he is shaking and
Yes.
he's fear.
Yes.
How is that?
Yes, so just as I have explained a while ago, I have explained this matter when he says, I am settled each corporal agent to its terrible feat. He says that I am quite determined to kill the king. I have told you that, but he is going to be shaken. He is going to be afraid and frightened later on after killing the king. So he thinks that he is now at high spirits and he is not going to be shaken at all. But the reality, الإنسان ما يقدر يتحكم بأعصابه وبعواطفه. He thinks that he is determined. But what will happen is that he's a human being, and Shakespeare is portraying him to us. يرسموا لنا يقدموا لنا as a normal human being. It means that Shakespeare understands well the psychology of a human being. But what will happen is that he is going to be shaken. He will stagger. He will be afraid, frightened. Asma.
He can't return back because he is
Yes.
in the middle of the bloody river.
Yes.
He must continue.
He must go on. He must continue. That's right. Iman.
Before he killed the king, he was hesitation, or he has affairs.
Yes, he was
This
hesitant.
idea, I think terrifying him, but because Lady Macbeth always tried to convince
Yes,
him,
because
blame
of
him,
the
that helped
yes,
him,
yes,
to decide.
because of the motivation of Lady Macbeth. For a while, Macbeth has been affected by her, but later on, after killing the king, he is going to be repenting. So the question for you, you are going to study next time, inshallah, we will study Act 2, Scene 1 and 2. Scene 2 is going to be the murder scene, when Macbeth will kill the king. So the question is, try to find out the responses of Macbeth, the difference in response between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth against the killing of the king, against the murder of the king. The question is again, try to find out. نعم ما يخالف إذا تذكرت.